the explosion of the number of parameters in the large language model, does this really matter? Does that make a difference? Should the users care?
So, today's wisdom says the more parameters, the better, right? But of course, the more parameters times at the cost, because in order to train models with a lot of parameters, you need to have a lot of data. So all advances we talk about today came from OpenAI training on the very, very large models, on the very large data sets, GPT-3, GPT-4, GPT-3 having 175 billion parameters. And we haven't seen such a great performance on the smaller models. But at the same time, what we're observing recently is that researchers are capable of actually building and training much smaller models, but maybe, providing 80% quality of that large model. And the model of the size, several billions are actually pretty good. There are more interesting development happening, and there was a paper recently published saying that all you need are textbooks, where researchers trained the model on several billion parameters, but they train it on a very, very high quality of data. And those models are also exhibiting very good properties comparable to large models. So there is a big question, right? The larger model you want to build, the more parameters you need to train, the more data you need, the more energy it takes. And so the question is, do you really need such a big model for your problem?
What impact on business decision makers? Should they shoot for big, small, medium models?
This is a very practical question. And business should look into why they really need those models for. Do you really need your model to speak 200 languages? Or do you want your model to be a chatbot and being able to work as a customer service representative? Or do you want your model to help maintenance workers? Depending on that, you might need different type of models. Whether you want universal model or the model adjusted for your business.
The model size, does this have an impact on the cost for users?
Well, using these large language models can be quite costly. So to train them costs a lot. Plus, if you're using the model trained by the model provider, they will still charge you for those costs. What you shouldn't forget is the cost of inference or calling the model to make prediction. Every time you want the model to make prediction, it goes through all those billions of parameters, and doing all that multiplication, which takes a lot of energy and, of course, costs you. And so this cost aggregates very, very, very quickly. So as a result, you need to really balance your business needs and the size of the model to make economic sense.